This music makes me feel like I'm defusing a bomb.
Well, we might be by the end of the series. You never know.
We could very well be.
With Unicorns of Love on the Rift, I am never going to rule anything out, Medius.
That's very true. Now let's try and defuse this draft, shall we? Focus on Caitlyn from the Mysterious Monkeys, even on the blue side. A bit of an interesting choice there. Unicorns of Love, expecting to see something like the Zac, but they could do a bit of a bait and switch here. Leave it open, then force Mysterious Monkeys to early draft it, then they can get themselves the Cho'Gath. Nope, they're just going to stick to stand.
All right, standard so far for Unicorns of Love. It's back over to Mysterious Monkeys. They banned out some bottom laners. What else do they get rid of at this point? They want to take Samux off the Jhin and keep it on the bottom side? I mean, there's so many power picks still up and available, though.
Maybe the Talon ban away. They could also ban something like the Maokai or the Cho'Gath themselves. Braum could be into the focus. There was a lot of focus on supports last game. Instead, they're still going to ban away the Kayn. Why, Mysterious Monkeys? Let him play it. Come on.
Yeah, I want to see that. Well, we might see the Talon twice, but yes. Unicorns of Love, though, they've got one more to go. Now, do they ban the Cho, or do they let the Monkeys play it?
Excellent question. I wonder if they just try and go for some kind of a trade here. Bear in mind that Unicorns of Love, one of their most popular bottom lanes is the Rakan Xayah. So whatever Mysterious Monkeys pick, which is very likely going to be the Cho'Gath, they can now get themselves something like a Maokai and a Xayah, very similar to what we saw from the Monkeys in Game 1.
All right, so that all said and done, it looks like Kalista might be the choice for the Mysterious Monkeys, and they do in fact get a hold of it. It was banned last time by the Monkeys themselves, but it instantly gives over the Cho'Gath to Unicorns of Love and the Thresh. Oh, they cut the blue wire, Vedius.
Damn. All right, so these picks are coming out thick and fast right now. The Kalista, increase in popularity across the world, considered one of the strongest AD carries in the current meta, largely because of her mobility. The fact that tanks can be kept at arm's length for as long as possible, because you then can drag your support back to provide that additional peel. The amount of engage potential and laning power that you have with the Kalista is just something that a lot of teams value. But you're also giving away that Cho'Gath to Vizicsacsi, who had a spectacular performance. He was just unstoppable. And the Unicorns of Love, they get themselves another comfort bot lane, moving away from that Xayah Rakan.
So the Jhin's locked in for Samux once again as we enter ban phase 2. Nars off the board, away from Kikis, but Monkeys have already put a lot into Yuki. Here's some front line, you can throw in the Alistar. I want to see what they end up pairing with it, but Unicorns, they might be predicting they can remove even more front line away from the Monkeys as Talon is finally banned out.
So a lot of respect being shown towards the mid laner of the Unicorns of Love. Question is, does he have any more secret picks? Thinking about other lethality mid Zed, maybe. Jace, another one. I don't know if that's necessarily the avenue that Exileh wants to take. Orianna would be a safer pick, and thinking back to Spring, Orianna and Ryze were two of Exileh's most successful champions, so maybe they backtrack, maybe they go old school. Nope, they're saying, you know what? I'm not going to give CozQ, because to be fair, CozQ had a pretty good Orianna game. Yeah,
it was keeping Monkeys alive in some of those fights, so we won't have that option anymore, and now it's back to Monkeys to decide what they want to do. Now that Kayn ban, of course, often thought about the mid lane since yesterday.
Yeah.
But I feel like it still could be a ban against Xerxe, right? Maybe they've seen him play against it, play in scrims as well.
Remember, the jungler still has not been locked in yet. We're looking at an early rotation for the Gragas, for the Unicorns of Love, most likely. Remember that there's still the Corki available, very safe mid laner, a lot of poke, a lot of siege,
good
paired
scalability
up with the Jhin too. You could always go for that, very, very safe. And then you're opening up CozQ to go for something like the Syndra a little later on if they want to prioritize that. But, just about to say it, Gragas still likely high on the priority. Unicorns pretty much getting the same draft that they had in Game 1.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything wrong with the composition. We criticized them for going in a little bit too deep when they didn't need to, but this time around they built up much the same. It's over to the Monkeys to see how they want to round this out. Kalista for the damage, putting a lot on Yuki, but also a big beefy front line. They have the engage, and now they're going to give CozQ a comfort pick of his own.
So there's the Cassio that we were just discussing. Not only is it a comfort pick, but I also feel like that given the mid laners that have been banned away, it is the strongest left available. You could go for the Talia, but I do think that as an answer, Cassio does absolutely fine into that matchup as well. And now we're looking at top laners for the Mysterious Monkeys. Not quite the engage that I was looking for. I'm really disappointed that they are not picking that Jarvan. I think Jarvan would have been so good in this composition. But instead, they're going to go for the Shen. Perhaps they're looking to invest into their bottom lane early and try and snowball through that lane.
Now, we'll have to keep an eye on if that's where they end up going. It kind of let things go by the wayside for a little bit, but for the Unicorn side, you mentioned it, and it looks like it's going to be the case. The safe pickup for the Unicorns of Love in the mid lane for Exileh, it will be the Corkster.
So, nothing too outlandish from either sides. Everything Pretty standard, really good siege, really good team fighting, really good scaling from the Unicorns of Love. No reliance on trying to snowball the early game like you had with the Talon. So if things progress a little bit longer, the Unicorns of Love are fine. Mysterious Monkeys, though, they have to make a play early on in the bottom lane with this Kalista Alistar. Jhin has such low mobility that if they get caught, there's so much all-in kill threat. Cassio will scale nicely, Kalista not so much. So I want to see them making early plays, transition into a 20-25 minute mark where they are super active, where they have that 2-item spike and try and snowball the lead, because any later than that and the Unicorns of Love scaling will be tough to try and stop.
Not to mention the Unicorns, they are masters of those late game team fights, even when they don't have a comp that suits it. It's going to be very tough for the Monkeys to try and climb out of this one with a win on the board and send it over to game 3 as Sheepy and Unlimited will shake hands to walk off the stage for what could be the final time, the final game of Week 8 here in Europe. We will find out how it all goes down, but once again, keep telling us who you think is going to take the win. You know what to do. You guys know how to vote. I won't tell you again. But the Mysterious Monkeys, they've got tools to make plays early. Level 6 is going to be all important. But for the Unicorns of Love, the masters of team fight, that is a monumental task that the Monkeys will try to overcome.
So we're just going to pan to the dramatic shots of both teams. Now the crowd will cheer as we jump into game 2 of Mysterious Monkeys versus of Love.
Well done. That's a pretty good play-by-play, Vedius. I better start working on my game knowledge.
Yeah, you better.
All right, on to the Rift.
Wait, before we start, Pyra.
Yeah?
You know there is a rule.
There is a rule, and it relates to Alistar, right?
It does.
It does.
Pyra. We're thinking along the same lines.
All right, is Dreams thinking along the same lines?
That's
what
the
I want to
real
know.
question. Now, we're not going
to
to spoil it for the crowd. I'm sure they're already aware, but we're going to keep following Dreams. This will be a very pivotal moment. This is going to hinder the effectiveness of Mysterious Monkeys.
I'll go back to Dreams.
No, but they know. They know.
There we go.
They have it ready. If they see a sign of it, they will let us know. But for the time being, it's looking like a shaky early game for the Mysterious Monkeys, Pyra.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the timer's running out. Oh, there we go! We got the cowbell.
We got it. Dreams setting his team up for success with the early playmaking of the cowbell. Even got Yuki dancing a little bit. The crowd's getting involved.
I mean, there's something to be said for setting the team up for success, Vedius, and the Monkeys are gunning for it right now, and the crowd's loving it.
We even got a pit.
We got cowbell on cowbell. I've not seen that before.
All right, so let's actually jump into the game now. Hylissang setting up some kind of an early play. We do see Samux hanging around as well.
Hook?
I can very quickly check. Looks like he's gone Flay first.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad he didn't go all in on trying to make the level 1.
No, they just want to get a bit of vision down.
I wouldn't put it past Hylissang.
When the Mysterious Monkeys are stunning, because Hylissang doesn't want to allow the super leash to occur. You remember how fast the clear speed is of Maokai, and so he just wants to get in, try and interrupt if he can. Maybe steal away the damage from that little sapling. And they've done so this super leash will be denied for amazing. And this is a big thing from teams across the world that you have to recognize, is that once they see these things happen early on, teams will adapt, they will learn, they will find ways of answering. And who'd have thought that the easiest way to counter this super fast clear speed from Maokai is to walk into the jungle and say, no, I will weed your little saplings, I will pull them from their roots, and I will deny this super leash.
And they don't even have to worry too much about losing anything for it, because Yuki and Dreams, they weren't in the lane either since they got denied from that push. So it actually evens the playing field on those junglers right now. Xerxe gets the smite down a little early, getting the health back for himself. And we still want to keep an eye on Amazing and see if he's able to make some big plays. But this time down in the bottom is what we wanted to see. Not so much up top. You don't really need to be snowballing the Shen.
Well, I'd also really love to see the Shen make plays down bottom as well, because that level 6 mark is something that Fnatic were very good at. Just utilizing the Shen, you're always expecting to see this bot kind of play, but Mysterious Monkeys, I don't know. Usually we've seen a lot of investment into the top side of the map, trying to get Kikis rolling. Now he's not on the carry. A lot of the emphasis will be on Yuki. And the issue that they're struggling with right now is that they're already falling behind the laning phase. Thresh, really good laner, already level 2. Jhin, surprisingly powerful as they get a good knockout.
Oh, Samux, he's getting a little low here. He throws out the Flourish though and gets a root out onto the Maokai. Bouncing grenade. Going to do a little bit more damage on the backside. Now Amazing, he steps up top, but there's a ward to spot him out. Pings are flying. Chachi knew exactly what was up. Let's check back in with Chachi though too, Vedius. I feel like he had such an incredible performance in game number 1. Is he going to be able to live up to it? That's the question.
Well, he's playing Cho'Gath, so it's difficult not to.
You're saying it's easy.
Yeah, I am in fact.
I mean, he did a lot of damage. Look at that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chachi, 1,000 damage per minute. You heard the analyst desk talking a lot about it. That is a lot for a tank.
And it's a lot even for a Cho'Gath. I mean, lest we forget, there have been a number of top Cho'Gaths here in the European LCS, and the next most damage is only 696 per minute. So he's doing double time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got some stats in my ear, that's for sure.
See a bit of a trading down bottom lane.
All right, Dreams. He's got it for just a second. Their spears sticking out of Samux and Hylissang, though, so they can't afford to keep trading into Yuki.
Like the respect there from Mysterious Monkeys. They don't hard commit to it. They just take the trade and back away. Now Amazing looking topside.
Okay, let's see what Amazing can get done. Double buffs are on. Chachi is way too far out right now, and Kikis, he gets the taunt off, dodges away from the Rupture. Chachi, nowhere for him to go, and that's gonna be first blood, unassisted to the Shen.
Great start for the Mysterious Monkeys. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. And Vizicsacsi, he saw the initial gank from Amazing. He was prepared for it. He was ready for it. But then he could not handle the return gank. Chachi taking, or sorry, Amazing taking this long-winded path all the way around. And he ends up getting that, or he ends up forcing Kikis. Forces Vizicsacsi into an uncomfortable situation where he ends up giving away the kill.
So Vizicsacsi spends his teleport, gets back up in the lane. Meanwhile, CozQ is trying for some trickery in the mid, and Exileh throws down the Gatling gun to push him back once again. So he'll be taking his back early on, but for the Cassiopeia, that's not where they need to be making the early plays. Looking more for the bottom side. Xerxe actually getting inside the Mysterious Monkey's jungle and spotting it out. Well,
he did see Amazing up top, so he knows that he can get some deep vision down the bottom side of the map. With all the pushing that's going on from Dreams and Yuki, I thought he may look for a gank bot. Instead, he's looking mid.
Okay, still flash and heal available for CozQ. He burns one, sends out a Twin Fang as a parting shot, but Xerxe, he burned his flash as well. That's a 1-for-1 trade on summoners.
I think that was really good from CozQ, but I also think he stuck around the lane too long. He didn't have any mana. The wave was in a really unfortunate spot for him. He couldn't clear it out. Because he didn't have any mana, he had no vision control over the bottom side of his map. And he just hit, that was a greedy play. It did end up costing the flash of Xerxe, but it means that should Xerxe make a return gank, Exileh and Xerxe are in a prime position to try and shut down that Cassio early.
But Amazing, he's going to be going for some early ganks as well, just like last game on this Maokai now. He's got the roaming boots. And we'll see if Xerxe is going to be able to match roaming up towards the top side. Ward is there. Kikis is going to get the spot on. He actually fancies his chances here. Thinks he's going to be able to make an escape. He has flash, doesn't want to necessarily have to use it. Pulls back the blade, flashing forward, Rupture. It's going to still land, and there's the body slam as well. Kikis finally burns his flash. But will his hubris be his undoing? Chachi with the kill.
Kikis holds his flash a little long. He decides to stick around, and instead he ends up losing his life. So, Xerxe now being a lot more active in the early game. We wondered at the beginning of the series what kind of a jungler would show up, because he's talked a lot about how he can't really do much when his laners are behind. But now, his top laner falls behind and he chooses to help him out. So he makes his way topside, Kikis sees the gank happening. A really good flash silence means that there's nothing that you can do as a Shen, you can only flash away, your taunt isn't available anymore, and Chachi just hits level 6. So he starts off the game with a bit of breakfast.
Most important meal of the day, Vidius.
Great way to get yourself going.
All right, so Xerxe, he's coming back up towards the top, getting some clears on. Let's check back in with the bottom lane. As you pointed out to me just a moment ago, Samux, of course, decided to go for the Doran's Ring this time, so as stated, it was just a little bit more effectiveness on that bouncing grenade.
Yes, and if we hover over the Jhin, what you will realize is that he's actually taken 3 points in his bouncing, dancing grenade, along with 2 points in his deadly flourish. And this just goes to emphasize that it's very much a laning tool. It has really good AP ratios. It helps a little bit with the mana sustain. And overall, it is great for laning phase. And usually he'll set it later. It's amazing looks for a gank bot.
Now see, Samux is trying to walk out. Oh, they're bringing the Shen as well. Kikis coming in. Double root is on, and they're going to be able to combo. And there's a wombo. CozQ coming out of nowhere. Dreams getting kill number 1. Looking for Hylissang. They just need to pull them Ren stacks out. And Yuki gets the second.
This is a beautiful play from the Mysterious Monkeys. Exactly what we wanted to see, Pyra. Level 6 available for the Shen. Make a play happen in the bot side of the map. They've decided to send 3 members down here, and they will be able to get that first tower and start the snowball of this Kalista Alistar. I love it when teams recognize what they need to be doing in the early game, and they actively make it happen. Beautiful stuff from Mysterious Monkeys.
Yeah, and amazing as well. I really want to give him credit for stepping just outside the line of vision, making sure just outside of the brush he was able to send the Nature's Grasp in. So they really just couldn't see it coming until it was too late. They were all locked down, and you'll get to see it again.
So here,
it was warded.
Unicorns of Love recognize that this play is happening. Hylissang tries to knock back and then bring the Lantern in. But all he actually does is he Lanterns in his AD carry, who ends up getting rooted anyway. So they're just standing there, ready for the Shen double taunt. There are 5 members bot. Was CozQ needed? Probably not. But they get what they wanted, which is the first tower of the game.
Yeah. And he got
UOL couldn't even trade it back. And, as rightly said, kills and gold shared all across the board.
Yeah, so Mysterious Monkeys, they find themselves with a 1,000 gold lead, 9 minutes in here. Cho'Gath, he's pushing Kikis under tower. At least the Unicorns can get the consolation prize of the Infernal Drake. Amazing. Spotted on that ward. No really way for the Mysterious Monkeys to try and contest this. So the Unicorns grab themselves a dragon that'll help them out later on in the game. But for now, Monkeys are the ones that are in charge of the lead. Package is on for Exileh. I was about to say he wouldn't be crazy enough to just go all in, and then I'm like, wait, it's Exileh.
It is.
He would be.
Oh. Bit of a blind hook there.
Yeah.
There was a control.
I don't think Amazing saw that
Amazing's
one.
really confused. He was like, wait a second. How can he see me when I have a control ward in this brush?
Can't get hit if you don't know the projectile's coming. I guess you can, actually.
There.
All right, level advantage for Cho'Gath here. He's starting to get the bully on. I mean, there's a 20 CS advantage. This is the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath knows exactly how he needs to play it right now. But Kikis, of course, has been making moves elsewhere on the map, and that's what the Shen is all about anyways. I want to see what else the Monkeys can do because they're pushing deeper and deeper into Unicorn territory on the bot side.
Things still pretty even between these two teams. Mysterious Monkeys hold a good health lead. Oh, look, that's a lot of damage.
Ooh. Yeah, but the tower's helping.
Yeah, but you got to respect the nom-nom from Vizicsacsi. That's why Kikis is forced to play back. I'd love to see a bit of jungle attention move up top side. You can already see it starting from Amazing. What's the communication going on between the Unicorns of Love?
Well, we've seen a lot of top laners overextending in this series, and it looks like we're about to see it again. Cho'Gath, he's got to know something's up. The roots are coming in. He's trying for the stealth back. No, he cancels it. All right, the roots won't hit, but the sapling is going to land, and he flashes. Still rooted. In comes Yuki, and Cho'Gath is dust.
Vizicsacsi, he should have read the play a little earlier. There was no vision bot side. He had no vision in his own jungle. He did not see the rest of Mysterious Monkeys disappear. Or rather, yes, he didn't see them disappear, but now UOL, they're trying to answer here in the middle lane.
Okay. CozQ, he throws out the miasma. Make sure the minions aren't going anywhere as he clears through them with Twin Fang. And it looks like Monkeys have managed to answer well to what the Unicorns tried to follow through on. Here comes Hylissang, Exileh, Xerxe. Hook goes wide once again. Combo on Dreams. Now they're bringing Kikis once again to the party. And Hylissang, he's going to be the first sacrifice here. It's going to go in favor of CozQ. And now they've got Exileh and Xerxe grounded, trying to get back to tower. But in comes Cho'Gath, looking for some revenge from a moment ago. 2-man Feral Scream. Rupture doesn't land. But in comes Exileh to try and turn the damage out onto Dreams. But he has got an unbreakable will. Curtain call opened up by Samux. Does he have the damage to finish it? Amazing feels confident that he can just tank through it. And that's going to be the end of that.
So, Unicorns of Love, they end up losing a single member, but they lose nothing else off the back of it. So, Mysterious Monkeys, great. Once again, great utilization of the Shen ultimate. You can see 3 members versus 3. Jhin ends up moving his way to the top side. There's no way he can make it. It's so much easier for Shen to get into the middle of this fight because of his ultimate. And a really good knockback there from Xerxe actually stops Mysterious Monkeys from continuing on, because the moment they see Cho'Gath, they're like, no, Dinosaur is pretty scary, even in this time period. Therefore, they have to disengage, they back away, and with the arrival of Samux, the best they can do, I feel like Kalista really should have stayed top lane, continued pushing onto that tower, but I can understand how he wanted to make sure that he was with his team in the event that the fight continued going.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what to do in some of those chaotic situations, and the Monkeys have had a rough go of things as they try desperately to save and hang on to this turret up top. They are still in a pretty significant gold lead right now. I mean, they have the kills. If you had told me this game was going to be 5-1 in kills by 12 minutes, I wouldn't have said Mysterious Monkeys would be on the winning end of that.
No, but they've done a great job of utilizing this Shen ultimate now. Amazing. He has no idea they're all in the brush.
Oh no, is he going to take the Blast Cone Express? Hylissang didn't even know he was coming right now, and he just instantly turns around with the grasp. The hook pulls him back once again. He stopped, pulled back by the Fate's Call. All right, well, that was anticlimactic.
But CozQ, he's found Exileh. Will he get the...
No. Valk away.
I thought he might throw the miasma down. He may have used it a little earlier, but still. Fine now. Both teams disengage. People returning to a sense of normality as the laners swap, but now we have Kikis and Chachi in the bottom lane. And the push will continue for Chachi.
Yeah, that is going to be the Shen's job for a while, just to try and stop until he teleports out of there. And Monkeys have been making some good plays, but they haven't even hit those big item spikes yet, right? The Shen, of course, is only sitting on the Tiamat to be able to try and push things away. Meanwhile, it's just a Cutlass available for Yuki. However, they think they can still dive it even with the damage that they currently have. CozQ coming in. There's not a lot of minions left, though, and unfortunately, Amazing is going to get rooted up here. Hylissang, Xerxe is going to throw the big barrel, and now it's Dreams who's caught up tanking the tower. Samux thinks he can take him out. Dancing Grenade, not going to be enough.
But Unicorns of Love, they're just buying time because they know Exile's in mid lane. They'll be able to take this tower down. I like that CozQ trying to move with his team, but he is losing a lot in the middle lane in terms of farm and experience. So as long as Mysterious Monkeys get that top tower, it's worth, but they don't. So Unicorns of Love are able to successfully defend and actually come out with the advantage in the end.
Starting to close that gold gap as well. And ooh, CozQ, if he just walked through that brush,
man.
He would have had the ward.
Everyone's got to check them brushes.
Well, small mistakes. We'll see if it ends up biting him later on. But 1-1 in towers is currently the scoreline. We're still waiting for the scale up on the items. Of course, Yuki now has his Blade of the Rune King completed. And Unicorns of Love, yeah, they've been a little up and down when they haven't been the ones in the lead.
But it's impressive that they have 8 wins when they're at a deficit at 15 minutes, right? The fact that they know how to come back from behind.
That's a good point.
One of the traits that the Unicorns of Love have fairly consistently for a long time been able to do. And it's because that 20-minute mark, Pyra, it's nearing. And Unicorns of Love, they always find some way to get that favorable fight.
That's very true. They are the masters of the team fight, and that is probably a big part of why they're able to fight it out in those deficits. Don't really seem to care too much if they have the gold or not. And they do have some item spikes of their own. Trinity Force completed for Exile now. Of course, the Righteous Glory is on Vizicsacsi. Mysterious Monkeys do manage to finish off the tower up top, but at what cost? There is another Infernal going the Unicorns' way.
And given that they're looking to scale, this is absolutely fine for the Unicorns. Remember what we said in the draft. This conversation's all about getting the late game, and Unicorns, they're going to try and get themselves a bit of an early game lead.
Okay, Kikis, he says, nope, you go ahead and have the tower. I'm not doing anything here. But that's going to be a trade for the Rift Herald. However, I think the Unicorns will be perfectly happy with that one as they finish off tower down in the bottom side after having had the hors d'oeuvres of the Dragon.
This is okay, though, for Mysterious Monkeys, because now with this, they can secure themselves that tier 1 in the middle lane. And when they have a 5-kill advantage over their counterparts, I think that being able to take down all tier 1 towers will give them a lot more freedom to try and force a lot more plays. And remember, they need to keep forcing these plays. They're now approaching that 2-item spike that we so often talk about, especially that Kalista. Blade of the Ruin King done, almost finished the Runags. And when he does, that's when Monkeys have to fight. They have to. And if they don't build up a lead, then you're going to get into this scaling situation where the Unicorns of Love can just buy their time, be patient, and know that they will have the stronger late game team fight.
It sounds like the next 5 minutes are going to be incredibly crucial here for the Mysterious Monkeys.
They will be.
Let's see if they can make the plays that they need. We'll be watching them very quickly here. Now, Yuki dodges out the Rupture. Now they've brought Dreams and Hylissang, but the rest of Unicorns, they're reacting. Hylissang is fast on those roaming boots, and that tower, there's not a lot of health on it. They could walk and just kind of blow some air at it and it would fall down.
Yeah, Mysterious Monkeys, go mid. Use that Rift Herald to find the Unicorns on Sonioma's top side.
They want to take the fight, though. Latest is out. Oh, he's going to follow it. That's more than an amazing bargain for it. Now the Thresh box is on, but he's thinking outside of it, and that may not be a good thing as Kikis gets the finishing blow. Xerxe and Vizicsacsi on the retreat path. CozQ running back down towards the mid as Exile is already looking to lead the charge of minions into this tower. Instead, he backs away to take care of the Raptor camp. That was a bit of a hectic move, but Monkeys come out with 1 kill.
Another good utilization of the Shen ulti right there. I love the fact that Kikis is trying to use it as often as he can to just punish these small positional mistakes that Unicorns of Love are making. Now the Rift Herald has grouped up mid. They've got a minion wave on the way. And Mysterious Monkeys are poised to start sieging down, maybe even onto this tier 2.
Yeah, they might just do it. They've got Kikis and Amazing in place, and the Rift Herald's going to lead the charge here. Samux is incoming, and so are the rest of the Unicorns, but this tower is already gone. Instead of pushing their luck, they decide to leave it to the Unicorns. They've already had breakfast, why not some seafood for lunch? 5
mid from Unicorns without Amazing's ultimate, along with, well, a lot of ultimates are down for Mysterious Monkeys, so they don't want to gamble it. So here you see, this used to be one of the big things about Maokai was that back in like Season 2, if you ever ganked your mid lane, you would use the root, and then you'd flash underneath the tower to drag it with you, right? And that's how you could get yourself an early double buff. But in this situation, what it actually allowed is Amazing to get on top of Hylissang, and then with the Shen on top of him, they're able to very quickly get themselves a bit of a pick and the mid-tier 1. So Serious Monkey's playing this early game very, very well. And again, we're just keeping our eyes on those items, Pyra, because we always want to make sure that for Mysterious Monkeys, they're slightly ahead. It's so important for their win condition that when it comes to these big fights, they have the item advantage.
Yep, and you can see after that kill, Amazing used some of that gold value, pick himself up in Aegis. And he's been involved in just about every one of these kills, so he has been a critical part of the Monkeys' early game. You got to give him credit, considering, you know, in all honesty, Amazing's had a rough couple of weeks, and this is one of his better performances.
Amazing, definitely stepping up his presence in this series overall. He had a few early ganks in Game 1, but he didn't really turn it into anything. This time around, though, Yuki as well having a much better performance. We criticized in Game 1, fell behind very hard during the laning phase, but after getting that Shen gank down bot, after gaining a few kills, he's looking poised and ready as we see both teams now starting to move up in.
Well, Dreams, he got caught out, but it's okay. Fate's call, brings back the cow. Dreams is perfectly fine for the time being, but the Unicorns have decided they want to go mid a little bit early. Baron will be spawning in 20 seconds right now, and these guys might just be crazy enough to do it. They have 2 Infernal Drakes. So they feel like they can force a fight out on Mysterious Monkeys with the kill lead, with the gold lead, such that it is. They might just feel like they can. No Hurricane build just yet. Not for Yuki, still sitting on that Zeal. I don't think he's back just yet. Now Samux and Kikis on the wrong side of things. It's going to be a quick dodge out by Kikis, and instead he's going to be going on a run, see if he can get back to his team in time. Hylissang trying to cut him off at the pass between the 2 towers, and I've seen this a few times.
But look at what Mysterious Monkeys are doing. They've already grouped mid. They're getting the wave. 4 members sent up top lane to try and punish Kikis. And the Mysterious Monkeys are trying to press their advantage. They push in mid-wave. They're now rotating around bot, getting some deep vision in the Unicorn's bottom jungle, and they're setting up for the next dragon, which will be another Infernal. Don't want to risk giving Unicorns of Love that 3rd dragon. Remember how good their scaling is. Having all that additional damage from the Fiery Breath dealer is definitely not something I want to deal with.
Oh, for sure. You give away 3 Infernals, that is not great. If you're Mysterious Monkeys up against the scaling Unicorns of Love composition. We wanted to see them making some early plays. They haven't been able to hit on all things, but they've certainly given it a good go. Flayback, Hylissang can't quite find a mark there. Still looking at those items. Of course, one guy who's definitely going to be no stranger to scaling is CozQ on this Cassiopeia. He's still sitting on that tier of the Goddess. 5 stacks on his Rod of Ages, so he's not getting any weaker. But they need things to start coming up. They need to be stronger. They need to be able to force these fights, and now it's all back to mid lane. Kick us up in the top side.
So I really want to see Amazing get a Righteous Glory, because now they need to be making plays happen. Kikis has his ulti back up. They're grouping up 5-man mid. Notice that UOL don't have 2 items completed. Mysterious Monkeys do. This is the best time for them to fight. And they're not forcing anything yet.
Because Kikis still pushing up in the top side. They think they're going to be able to get this one. But Unicorns, if they recognize this, they might just bait out the teleport. They're pinging for this dragon.
Well, Kikis, if he trades this tower for dragon, I don't know how worth that is. And Mysterious Monkeys, they don't want to give it away for free.
Instant boxes down, but so come the roots. Is it going to be a little too little, a little too late? Amazing looking to hop over the wall to get the steal out. He comes in a little bit too late. He gets nom-nommed by Vizicsacsi. That's 3 Infernal Dragons, and the Monkeys are looking like they're going to fall. Kikis comes a little late because Yuki is already down. CozQ forced to burn both of his summoners. Chachi is going to be left for dead, but he did his job, and now the Unicorns are coming back in for round number 2. Pull back in the Moo Cow and turn up a slice of beef here as Exile's going to fall. Amazing gets 1 back. It's a bloody fight, but the Unicorns look like they're going to take it. Flashing over, curtain call, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, and Samux does it!
And Unicorns of Love, time and time again, find that fantastic fight to swing the momentum back in their favor. Mysterious Monkeys, they were a little too slow on the trigger. Their focus was on the dragon rather than winning the fight, but they tried to outsmite Vizicsacsi on this Cho'Gath. Now they have the teleport available. They have the damage they believe is enough to go for this Baron, but Amazing is still alive. Let's see if this works out for the Unicorns.
Looks like this is going to fall fast. They already have those 3 dragons. They're ready to conquer Westeros, Vedi. Let's see if they can conquer the mysterious monkeys. Splitting focus, Hylissang sends the hook, but he's the sacrifice for the start of this fight. And all of a sudden, things aren't looking too hot here for the Unicorns. It's anybody's Baron, and Amazing smites it down. And wouldn't you believe it? They're going to clean house. Down goes Chachi, a triple for Yuki. What the hell was that?
A massive team fight win for the mysterious monkeys, Pyra. They had just lost the fight at Baron. We thought that with the 3rd Elder Drake gone, there would be nothing that they could do. But UOL, they get greedy. They think that they can go for the Baron, but they don't respect that Amazing is still alive. And Yuki, he's already on his way over to that big objective. Time and time again, we look at the Unicorns of Love and we think, why are they making this decision? And when you speak to them, they're very much like, we felt like the decision was the right one at the time. Let's try and understand. They have the Cho'Gath, who has his ulti ready. They know they can win this smite fight, but it's all about the execution. Hylissang just separates himself from the team. Amazing is able to dive onto a no-mana Jhin. Yuki is just freely dealing all this damage onto the back end. And to top it all off, they don't even secure the Baron. They do not get it. The combo wasn't good enough. And Mysterious Monkeys win the fight, and they win the Baron.
Well, that certainly breathes some new life back into the monkeys right now, and it buys them some time. The Unicorns of Love, that was just a huge mistake from this team, and they may still end up taking the game if they can stop the bleeding, but they're going to have to make moves fast to do it because the Baron-empowered minions are on this tier 2 down bottom. Monkeys looking to get themselves a 4th, and they realize they can just do it with 3 members right here, sending the Shen up top and the Maokai in the middle, but Chachi is looking to get some revenge.
Pyra, do you remember what we said? That about 20 to 25 minutes, Mysterious Monkeys need a lead with their composition if they really want to stand a chance.
I believe I do.
Now, could you identify what kind of a lead they have right now?
Okay, let's see. Carry the 2, square root of pi. That's a big lead.
That is indeed a big lead. And now, with the Baron buff, they're poised and ready to start pushing into the base of the Unicorns of Love. The big thing they have to deal with is the amount of poke that is available on the side of UOL. So Mysterious Monkeys, I think they need to use the zoning ulti from Amazing to try and force UOL back off from the tower. Instead, they're just going to siege it down. Let's see, where is the Shen book lands?
They've caught the move cow. Do they have the damage to finish him off? No, he's pulled back in by the Fate's Call. Chachi was eyeballing him. Wanted to add some beef to his diet. And here comes the curtain call right now. The monkeys are out of minions, and they might just be out of luck here, but the grasping roots are coming in, and they're all grouped up for just a second, but there is no follow-through damage, so the monkeys won't push their luck. Amazing, played back. We find him once again. And he goes back. Oh, bringing the Shen to the party this time, but the barrel is a powder keg to knock them all away, and it's a taunt landed onto Samux in the back line. Amazing with the Bramble Smash. Finishes him off, and Kikis will grab Exileh on the back half of that fight. Meanwhile, CozQ in the mid, throwing down the miasma, which means the Cho'Gath is going to take the lantern, but Amazing follows through again. He is right on top of everybody, and he just buys some time for the monkeys to finish off a turret. This Cho'Gath may be big, but that Maokai, certainly not small right now. As Chachi wants to go in for round 2, Yuki steps in, Yuki steps back. Meanwhile, there's 2 pushing on the top side. Looking great for monkeys in this game, too.
They win another fight. I thought the once Amazing didn't get a massively successful ulti. Things could go wrong for Mysterious Monkeys. They couldn't really force anything, but UOL, they give Mysterious Monkeys the opportunity to go for the re-engage. They try to get the collapse done onto Amazing, and he just turns it around. Fantastic fight win once again. The Mysterious Monkeys, they're going to take down an inhibitor.
All right, they might lose their support for it, but Dreams, he's just buying time. Gets nommed. Chachi gets the kill on that one, but it is still 14-6. The minions were still pecking away at the top inhibitor, but they can't take it out, which means it's just 1 inhib here for the monkeys. But it's 27 minutes in. That's a huge gold lead.
Oh, for sure. And this is it. You can see Hook doesn't land onto Amazing. Actually lands onto the Raptor. That keeps him alive long enough to allow both Amazing and Kikis to chase that onto the carries, who are completely separated from their tanks. Good job, Chachi, keeping CozQ busy, but he's not the real threat when you have a tree trying to slam down onto your damage dealers. And it just results in a clean teamfight win for the Mysterious Monkeys, along with 1 inhib, a loss of a tower in the top lane, and a 10,000 gold lead for the Mysterious Monkeys.
Dare I say it, Vedius, but the Mysterious Monkeys have had cleaner execution than the Unicorns this game.
Oh, they have. Well, let's also forget that the UOL threw it a Baron.
Yeah, but that was execution. It was really bad execution, which is why the monkeys win by default.
It's also a bad decision, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know what Hylissang was doing. He just walked out of the pit and let himself die.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to the UOL guys afterwards. Let's have a look. A lot of items now being completed, Pyro, which you seem super keen on.
Yeah, it's going to keep them nice and healthy. I mean, you got to look at those double lockets right now. Just in case they get a little split up, they can kind of move things around. Of course, we talked about CozQ and his scalability. He's still working towards these, really only sitting on 3 items with the Seraph's Embrace now finished.
That's a lot of damage.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a lot, but still, at the same time, like, he's not going to get any weaker. And of course, the Lord Dominic's regards for Yuki, which means he will be able to take down a lot of those tankier members a little easier.
So if we could just very quickly look at the gold, one thing I do want to highlight is that Samux is still actually pretty strong. Having completed his Infinity Edge, Static Shift, and Rapid Fire means that he will be able to deal a lot of damage. But against the front line, it's still not going to be that much. You can see the gold gap between him and Yuki, along with how much better Mysterious Monkeys have been performing this game overall.
Yeah, CozQ's got a pretty significant lead over Exileh as well. I mean, the Monkeys definitely have all the tools to try and close this game out. The only thing I'd be worried about is if they just don't optimally use those ultimates, get caught out in the unicorns with the 3 Infernal Dragon, just turn it around.
You're quite right. Like, they get a lot of free stats from that triple Infernal. Yeah. It's something you always have to be respectful of. And with the Baron gone, sieging will become a little harder, but they're going to try. Here they go.
All right, pull it in. Box is down for Hylissang. The Dreams combos on top of him, and they don't even worry about the Thresh. Hylissang is the first casualty of this fight. CozQ coming in a little bit late. Chachi leading the front line of the Unicorns, but the tower is on the menu, and so is Dreams. He gets pulled back at the last second by Yuki after the eat is on. Curtain calls opened up, but the tower's already gone, and amazing.
Okay, Yuki.
Trying to two-step it out. Yuki looking for Chachi, nearly gets enough Ren stacks to take him out, but it's not going to be the case. Instead, Chachi lumbers back to the safety of his tower, and a flash forward for Samux. Nets himself a pair of snake boots, but Chachi's flanking here, looking for Dreams. Gets knocked back, pushed. He might just have one more eat soon. There he goes. Never mind, he just got the knock up as Samux takes down Amazing. Xerxe is going to get the spear stuck in him, and Yuki trying to do some work. He dodges out the rupture. Kikis coming in, looking to take down the Corki, but Chachi's on top.
He's doing it!
Double kill. Can Yuki do it?
Run, Yuki, run!
On hopping. I do not believe it. Yuki's out alive.
This is why the Kalista's considered so strong. The fight's not over yet. Kikis, I think he's going to die.
I think that is hashtag worth. It doesn't matter what you say. Samux is going to come up big once again. Yuki's even able to take some wolves out of that one. What a style move from the AD carry of Mysterious Monkeys.
Beautiful play. So much criticism thrown towards him after his recent laning performances and lack of impact. But my word, he gets his hands on this Kalista and he is doing work. We have to just keep track of Yuki at the second half of this fight, but focus on the beginning of it. A lot of ultis used just to get the kill down onto Hylissang. So MM still playing underneath the tower. UOL still feeling poised and ready to go for the re-engage. They have a lot of their skills available. They nearly shut down Dreams. But then this is where things really start to get a little bit dangerous. Sure, you force Chachi back. You're able to shut down the inhibitor. But then Mysterious Monkeys, they want to try and disengage, and at this point, you really can't. Flank TP is going to come in from Chachi. We don't have time. Baron's been started.
Yeah, we're back to live right now, but there are a lot of Ren stacks sticking inside that Baron. Xerxe, he is getting occupied for the moment. Can't throw the barrel in time, and it's smited away, or taken by the Rend, I should say, of Yuki. Kikis on the front line, pushing the Unicorns back. Once again, and there are 2 downed inhibitors here. Baron buff on all 5 Monkeys. And they're heading up towards top.
I can hear Dreams yelling at the top of his lungs. Very vocal member of the squad. You can see how well they ride off of this momentum as they look to siege onto the nexus of the Unicorns of Love. It could be upset day today, Pyra, as Mysterious Monkeys with the Baron and 5 members look to try and get the win.
Well, they're gonna have to watch the Unicorns on their bottom side because the minions already took out 1 tower there. Chachi trying to be on the front line once again, but this game could very well come down to this. The curtains are open. Kikis, Amazing, CozQ, they're tanking it up and backing away. The rupture comes down. Exileh is looking for something on the front side, but he just simply doesn't do enough damage. Minions in all 3 lanes here. The Unicorns backs against the wall as CozQ has his spell shield on, available to stop out that hook of Hylissang, so it will not be the snake pulled in for now. And Mysterious Monkeys, they just keep on pushing. That is 1 inhibitor taken, but no unnecessary risks. Keeping it nice and safe.
So a lot of poke being thrown out from the Unicorns of Love. But those are Baron empowered minions that the UOL squad are struggling to deal with. Here comes the ulti from Amazing.
All right, they've locked up the Cho'Gath not once, not twice, but they knock him up once again. Can they take him out? He is so big, and he's getting an eat onto Dreams, but Yuki is bigger with those Ren stacks right now, and this will be inhibitor number 3.
and they're going bowling dreams. Gets one knock in, gets one knock back. Down goes Samux, and down goes the Unicorns. Hope of closing this series out. It's going to be the last Nexus turret falling, and the mysterious monkeys have done it. After a big victory for the Unicorns in game number 1, a big Baron mistake allows them to turn it around, and we're going to game 3.
No one was really expecting it. People thought that this would be a bit of a return for Unicorns of Love. They haven't had the best last few weeks. They thought, you know what? They'll come in today, they'll go up against Mysterious Monkeys, they'll get a clean 2-0 out, then they can ride off of that momentum for the rest of the split. But Mysterious Monkeys, they come back swinging. They pick this Shen composition with the Kalista. They start off great. They have this fantastic early game. Once they lose that fight around the dragon, you think, oh no, this is where they've fallen behind. They lost that crucial team fight. They needed to keep the snowball going. They don't. But then Unicorns of Love say, let's do Baron. And then that's really where things are just turned around. And that's where the start of the Master Yuki demonstrates his skills.
I'm serious, man. I'm getting flashbacks to that game in the promotion tournament that got him into the LCS, where he just gets a pentakill inside the Baron pit. The guy has got some serious skills. And honestly, like, an impressive performance from him and the whole team all around. It was obviously enabled by a big no-no from the Unicorns of Love, but all the same, got to give some credit to the monkeys.
And it's just part of the reason as to why we see Kalista being such a high priority, right? We thought, oh, maybe you do focus on the Cho'Gath, maybe you give away the Kalista, but because it's so reliant on getting an early snowball, but they picked the Shen around it, they played the early game exceptionally well, and Mysterious Monkeys, they played to their win conditions, and sure, that Baron did make things a little bit easier for them, but they reacted to it very effectively, and they come out with the win.
Now, Mysterious Monkeys have tied the series against the Unicorns of Love. Is this the day of upsets, Dracos? Tell us.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I have no idea. That was an insane game. I do know, though, that we have to praise Mysterious Monkeys. Playing so well around a composition. I saw Shen locked in. I thought this game was over. I'm like, Shen can't kill other tanks. He's like the worst tank to have on your team, but Mysterious Monkeys just executed it so well.
I think with Shen, they got a champion where they could actually play aggressively around the Cho'Gath lane, and they did. They could have done the same with the Renekton last game around, but they failed some of the first few ganks. This time around, though, the first few ganks are very successful. Kikis also plays the game extremely well on this Shen.
Yeah, you look at that first gank, and yes, Chachi's pushed up too far. That's a Chachi tactic that always happens, but Mysterious Monkeys always go topside as well. Those are two things that happens in every single game. Is Kikis an amazing and Chachi pushing.
You're a very nice person. You call it the Chachi tactic. I like just constantly pushing forward. A little ambitious, though, I think we can safely say.
Very true. I think at this point, like when you play Mysterious Monkeys or Vitality, who also likes to gank top every game, you should just adjust your early game a little bit and actually focus on early vision on the top side for that level 3 gank, just to try and spot Amazing to avoid this from happening. Because while it is a Chachi special, 100%, every time it happens, we all kind of go like, it's every game, dude. It's every game. Like, sometimes early vision could prevent these kind of things from happening, but at the same time, I think Moby Boots Rush from Amazing 2 games in a row worked this time around. You need to be super active with early ganks for it to pay off, and he was.
Definitely was the case. Now, as we look towards the mid-game, though, things were definitely not super clean from Mysterious Monkeys. I want to look at a fight that happened around the Dragon. Unicorns of Love looks like an advantage for them to start, but then I feel like Unicorns of Love just get a little bit too greedy.
I felt like at this point, Mysterious Monkeys have done so many things correct, and this was the first time I was kind of like, ooh, this fight backfired. And a lot of it is Yuki jumps into melee range of all of Unicorns of Love, and CozQ then finds himself on the other side. Like, when you are playing these like 3 tanks and 2 squishies, obviously the whole idea is the 3 tanks are in front of the 2 squishies, soaking up the damage, and you're all just kind of hitting frontline each time or waiting for some carry to get out of position. Yuki was the man who was out of position right here, not because of Unicorns of Love, because of himself. He actually jumped straight into the entire Unicorns team.
And this is the point where we're like, okay, Unicorns, this is their time to shine in this game. We know they have the scaling with the Corki. Everything should go well in their favor, but you still can't underestimate the fighting strength of Mysterious Monkeys. Yuki again singles out Hylissang on the side of this fight. Honestly, a lot of the team fights going wrong through Hylissang in the Unicorns of Love. And Yuki played a pretty good game, actually, considering we've been talking about him for a while, but I think this is the kind of standout performance that, as a player, we want to see more from.
Exactly. Like, there's been some really good team fight games from Yuki. Yes, okay, the first team fight around the Dragon, you jumped the wrong way. You end up in the middle of the team. That's not good. The fact he actually turns it around literally 30 seconds later is very impressive. Like, he just goes in and says, no, that was a mistake. This is how you're supposed to play teamfights with Kalista. And he just dances around. And later in this game, he had multiple of those fights where he was just...
He was unkillable.
Yeah,
he literally could not get on top
as a Kalista. And he managed to single out Chachi and always find his way to kill Unicorns. I'm losing my voice. It's crazy.
It's fair. It's exciting. It's hype. I want to look at the next replay here as we see our mysterious monkey on screen. You took off your mask. You're not quite as mysterious, Mr. Monkey. But this fight, I feel like, just shows how well Mysterious Monkeys knew to utilize their composition.
Another setup, though, from Hylissang, where he's kind of baiting the rest of his team, and Exileh takes the Lantern in towards the rest of his team fight, and suddenly Amazing manages to just get in the mix of Exileh and Samux. Look, the front line is so far from the back line for Unicorns. The Samux and Exileh are on a platter.
Yeah, notice on the last fight around the Dragon, the carries from Mysterious Monkeys came in too close and they died. This fight, if you're actually engaging on a Maokai, you do Maokai a favor. He's like, oh, actually, I do want to take this fight where I'm right in front of your carries. So it was obviously a Shen ulti onto Amazing, straight onto the backline of Unicorns of Love, and suddenly it's perfect for Mysterious Monkeys.
And I talked earlier, like, the Shen's not going to hurt any of these other tanks, realistically, at this point in the game. But a Titanic Hydra sure as hell can hurt a Corki and a Jhin if you're going to walk into melee range of these champions. If you're going to set up fights like that, things are just going to fall apart.
Yep, if you do engage on the enemy tank, I recommend not grabbing the Lantern so you appear next to the same tank, especially also with that Shen ulti coming in. That was a great team fight from Mysterious Monkeys with the perfect setup. And Kikis was my MVP from this game. I think his Shen was actually great to look at.
I think that's a hard. It's because Yuki was also great. Amazing also had a ton of good engages. It's definitely debatable, I think.
I agree on the Kikis. Maybe it's going to take some magic from a former Unicorn to get a 2-1 win against the current Unicorn.
All right, well, on that note, Mysterious Monkeys need one more win to take down the Unicorns of Love. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back for the decider.